Hey everyone, it's Steve. Welcome to another episode of Tech in MKE. Conversations with business leaders who have connection to Milwaukee, where we chat about the state of technology in their organizations and what makes a city techie. Tech in MKE is also an evolving part of the Experience Milwaukee podcast. It might even become its own show, we'll see. In this one, I sit down with Milwaukee School of Engineering President Dr. John Walz. It's a passionate discussion that will fire you up with enthusiasm about where the organization and city are headed. We touch on the usual topics about MSOE, of course, but we also dig into how MSOE is doubling down on tech, specifically emerging technologies. Will that investment pay off? Will Milwaukee be better for it? Dr. Walz and I contemplate these questions and others in an episode not only important around tech, but also the city's future. We're proud to say Tech in MKE is graciously sponsored by Harley-Davidson, the Milwaukee Tech Hub Coalition, Expedient, Brooksource, and the Milwaukee School of Engineering. In fact, let's hear from MSOE on the importance of this topic.
As a leader in AI and machine learning education, Milwaukee School of Engineering brings a rich history of a national reputation for cutting-edge degrees. We are proud to be a presenting partner of Tech in MKE, a platform to showcase Milwaukee as a vibrant tech city. Our partnership with Experience Milwaukee to deliver compelling stories from regional leaders is a great example of what's possible when brilliant minds come together. Learn more about us at msoe.edu.
And now, on to this episode featuring MSOE President Dr. John Walz. Dr. Walz, how are you?
I'm great, Steve. Thank you very much.
All right. I almost cried a little when I came to campus today. We're here at MSOE, Milwaukee School of Engineering, and I realized maybe I should have waited a while to attend college here because it's amazing today. Not that it wasn't back when I was a student here, but I was on the hockey team for a short time.
Okay. Yeah.
Because practices were at 10:30 at night, and they were in Ozaukee County.
Oh, God.
Before this beautiful Kern Center that we have here on campus now. And so 10:30 at night, couple hours of beating up on each other for hockey practice, and then 8 o'clock classes. All of that didn't mix for me, and I said, I'm going to focus on school. So I weighed the pros and cons of a potential pro contract coming my way. Said, no, I'm going to go to school.
Okay.
I'll be a student. But it was awesome. It was super fun. I hear a rumor that there's a photo of me in the photo in the Kern Center. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm going to check that out. I'm going to investigate. Right. My neighbor found it. But all of that to say, we're going to get into this. You personally have had a tremendous impact on this school in so many directions. And again, we're going to get into that. But first, high level, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
Your journey here. What did that look like?
Yeah, so I didn't graduate from school to go in academics. I got a degree in chemical engineering because I had a relative who was a chemical engineer, and he seemed to have a great job and traveled a lot and made money. And
cool car and everything?
Yeah, I thought, I was from a very small town in the South, and I thought, I want to do that. I want to travel and make money like he's doing.
Sure.
So I got that degree, and then I went to work for an oil company and worked there for a while and decided I really wanted to do more research. And so I went back and left and got a PhD, and then had the opportunity to go back in industry, but I thought, I'm going to give academics a try to see if I like it. So I took an academic job down at Tulane University, where I'd gone to school, doing teaching, doing research, and realized I really liked it, and I loved it. I loved that, so I decided this was going to be my career. I liked being around the students, and I moved around a bit, and I'm sort of the perfect example in academics that in order to move up, you sometimes have to move on. This is the 5th university I've worked at, but I've moved up from a department head to a dean of engineering, and now into this great role as being president of MSOE.
Love it. Love it. So on the resume, a.k.a. the LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
And it's March Madness time.
Yeah.
So there are a number of schools on there that even people like me recognize and very well-known institutions. what was it about MSOE? And I'm not saying brand name of a university is the only thing that matters, but what about MSOE attracted you? Because maybe not as well known as some of these other schools where you've worked.
Yeah.
But something must have just grabbed you about that as well.
Well, when you're a dean, I thought about that job. Do I want to become a president one day? Mm-hmm. And I thought about what is the type of university that I would like to be at. And when I was contacted about this job, I realized it checked a lot of the boxes. I liked that it was small, that it was focused, that it had an engineering part. I thought it had a lot of potential. It had a great reputation academically. And so that's what attracted me to take a look and to say, I'll look at this. And then I did all the stuff you do. You apply, you interview, you visit. And every step of the way, I realized I really like this place, right? And so, when I tell people when I interviewed for the job, it was the first time I'd set foot in the state of Wisconsin.
Oh, nice.
So I didn't know that much about it. I've learned a lot, right?
Yeah.
But it was just the kind of school that I thought would be perfect fit for me, and it has been in every way. So
awesome.
It's been great.
And so the education boxes were checked.
Yes.
How much what role did your technical background, your professional career from a technical perspective, how much did that play into the process?
Well, we're a school that's probably 80% of our students are engineering. So being an engineer, as I am, probably helped a little bit. And I had been a dean of engineering, I'd been a department head of an engineering college, a department. So I think all that helped prepare me for this, to this opportunity. And, I can relate to many of the students. I mean, we have great nursing students and great business students here
Absolutely.
as well, and they do wonderful. So I think my background not only helped me, but I think that's what made me attractive to the board that hired me as well.
Sure.
They looked at that. So it's not a requirement for the job, but it helps
certainly
in getting that job.
You can relate. I remember getting on the elevator in the CC building that we called it back then. It probably has a new name now.
We still call it the CC building.
Okay, there you go. And as a business major, there were some pretty hefty calculators on that elevator ride that I saw, and I was a little intimidated enrolling here as a business, someone focused on business versus engineering. And what I found was how approachable the school is. And back then, I'm sure it's even miles ahead from where it was, not just from a peer student perspective, but faculty and the work experience they brought to the table, the practical experience they brought to the education. So I know there's not, a quote typical day for you, I'm sure, but given all that and your background and we've talked about and what's it like? I'll tell someone that someone's a president of a university and they don't have any idea what that even means. And we've had other presidents of universities on, and I think it's fascinating the work that you do.
Yeah.
And so what is an example of maybe some of those things, and maybe even from more of a technology bent? Because this school is kind of, in my opinion, founded in tech. And tech can mean a lot of things, but application of that, how does that work?
Yeah, well, first of all, you're right. I don't know that there is a typical day, right? And even though you may think there would like to be, and there's always a challenge. There's always many things you're working on. How do we make our university stronger academically, financially? But going to your point, I mean, we were founded as a school to support industry. That was MSOE's founding, was to graduate engineers for the industry around Milwaukee. And even though we've evolved and changed a lot since 1903, supporting corporate America and our whether that's healthcare partners or manufacturing partners or business partners, that's still what we want to do, is to provide a great education that help students prepare for that. So we work a lot. We talk a lot. We have a very large governing board. We have a corporate board. We're always interested in learning, what are your needs out there? What is it that our students need to know? How can we help you succeed, either through our graduates or our faculty expertise or those types of things. I spend a good bit of time on those types of problems and working with my team and what are the opportunities here that we can help to better support our students, but also better support our corporate partners here.
And I think here's what hasn't changed in the 2 or 3 years since I've been here. You feel that influence. You see the influence. And it's not just a name on a building, although that is awesome.
Proof of it.
Yes. But it's what's inside that building. What are the students interacting with, engaging with, getting hands-on experience, which I think is a differentiator for this place.
I totally agree with that. That hands-on, that's really what separates. And a comment that I hear from, and I've heard this from 12, 15 different corporate recruiters, so that I know it's true, which is my company hires students, engineers, nurses from 4 different schools, from MSOE, here. They're all great. What separates the MSOE graduate is they come in and they hit the ground running.
They've done it.
And they're there, and they can take it on, they can take the hard stuff. And I think that's a combination of the kind of students that we attract and the type of education we get them. So they've done a lot of these problems already in their time here. And so that's why our students are in such demand.
So awesome. All right, let's dig in on that a little bit. But I'm going to focus in on a couple things. Some what you just said and more, what that really means, but also let's focus the lens around tech.
Yeah.
And specifically MSOE's effort, focus, whatever you want to call it, around things like computer science, machine learning, AI, artificial intelligence, which is so hot right now. I mean, it was hot. It's been hot, but it is blazing hot right now.
It's hotter every day, I think.
Yeah. And so what's the why or the reasoning for investing the time and energy? And I'll ask in maybe a couple of, maybe at a high level, if you've got
why do we do it?
Yeah, why?
Because of exactly what you said, we believe that it is the next great transformative technology. It is going to be what the digital computer was of 30, 40 years ago. It will touch and impact everything. Until about 4 years ago, we did not have a computer science degree, 5 years ago. And our corporate partners were saying, we need that. We want computer science graduates from MSOE. So we heard them.
Yes.
We also recognized that we didn't want to be a vanilla computer science degree program. We had this great opportunity in artificial intelligence because we felt that is really what can distinguish us from another place. And so our computer science degree has that focus on artificial intelligence, machine learning. We think the demand for those students is great, and it's proven to be, and that's really where we have a mark. And of course, then we had this fantastic gift that was given to us by Dwight and Diane Derricks,
which were in the building,
which were sitting in this building. It all just came together at once, right?
So cool.
That it made it work.
That's so cool. So, follow up to that. Buildings are, I think, a great example of some of the investments that business or industry alum can give or help facilitate within a university like this one.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of twofold, right? Because then the university invests in its community where it exists.
Yeah.
So can we get a little more concrete on when we talk about investments in computer science, machine learning, AI? What do those investments look like in addition to the buildings? The expertise, the instructors, right? The professors, right? Yeah. Business partnerships, more deeply focused. You know, what are those things? Internships. Direct Supplies built or rehabbed a building on this campus. So, what are some of those things?
Yeah, all of those things. When you make an investment in an area, and our goal is to become a recognized leader in education of AI. That is our niche. And that means you want the facilities that the students and the faculty can work in. We have that. you want to have the outstanding faculty there to provide the instruction, and we've been hiring those. And in that hot field, that's not always the easiest thing to do.
I can imagine.
But we have been successful. Having a facility works. Having this partnership with Direct Supply, I can't express how important that is, because they also provide summer opportunities for many of our faculty. So they come here, they work, they've got a beautiful new building, they've got a beautiful new supercomputer, and, oh, by the way, you can go walk across the patio and work over the summer with Direct Supply, and our students can do that, and our other partners as well. All that goes into helping make that a successful initiative for us, and we've done all of those things. And Direct Supply is continuing to support us with helping us. Yeah.
Yes. All right, I'm going to come back to that in a different way in a second, but it's just it blows my mind that not only are you developing future tech talent, but then you've got to compete for tech talent that teaches the tech talent.
Yeah.
That just blows. I don't even know how you do that. So, but I'm not going to have you give your secret sauce. You gave some hints, but no secret sauce today. What are you hearing? What's the school hearing from prospective and current students about what they're looking for? What do they want to get out of education?
Yeah.
Because that's changing
It's
just as quickly as AI, right?
It is. And I think, I think students, number one, they want to have a great experience, right? They want to, it's 4 years or more of their life. They want that to be valuable and meaningful to them. And they want to get a degree that provides an opportunity, a great challenging job in an area that's rewarding, right? Not just financially, that's important, but also challenging and gives them opportunities for growth. That's what students and parents are looking for today.
Sure.
And it's more competitive. They look at the whole picture. They look at your dining facilities. They look at your dorms. And, I didn't look at any of that.
Neither did I.
You're going to school here and, good luck.
Yeah.
So that's number one. So it's them and the parents especially. They look very much at the return on their investment. I mean, we know it's not a small investment that our students and parents are making in us. We understand that, and we want to be good stewards of that investment and provide a return. I mean, it's not a secret we're the highest rate of return of any university in the state. And it's because, again, of we're getting those great students, and giving them that kind of education. So.
I love it because you can, there's a lot of talk in some of my circles of well, maybe you don't need college today, and we're sitting here across from Rosie, and you could tell a prospective student, well, do you want to do this kind of stuff? Because I don't think you have one of these at home.
No.
So, yes, you do. We need institutions like MSOE to continue to be a leader in this type of education, which you are. So, okay, a couple more kind of rapid fire, but
sure.
What are you hearing from employers?
So what our employers want, yes, they want students who have the skill, who have the technical ability.
Right.
But they want more than that. They want more than just someone who can solve an equation, right? Or do more than that. They want, we developed with our corporate partners a few years ago what we call the MSOE mindset. And it's 4 qualities that we want all of our students to have. It's professional skills, in addition to the technical knowledge. And we want our graduates to be passionate learners, value creators, responsible professionals, and leaders of character. Because when our belief is, if you take a student who has those skills and the technical skills and you put that together,
unstoppable.
You have an unstoppable. And that's what the companies want.
Yes.
They want someone who can do it, who can do the problems, but also can do these types of things and can create value and can continue to learn. That's really what we want to be our distinction for that.
Awesome. Love it. I have no follow-ups on that because that was such a brilliant way to put that. Right. Okay, so Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It's in the name. It's the city here around us. Milwaukee wants to be seen more and more every day as a tech city, in addition to all of the other great things that it offers. Given that context, how important is it that MSOE is right here in Milwaukee.
I think it's critical to that. I think if you look at the cities across the country that have really made that transformation, it has been driven to a great degree by the universities that are there. And I think we have that opportunity here. And I think that's a challenge to us as well, is to help not only provide the graduates of the school, but to provide the expertise, to provide the support. How do we help Milwaukee achieve what they want to? And that benefits us. I mean, we live here, I live here, we work here, our people are here. If the city does well, then that helps us. And so I look at it as a partnership with them. So the answer to your question is, we think MSOE is critical to helping Milwaukee become that type of tech hub that it wants to be. And I think it has a great opportunity to do that. There's a lot of interest in it right now.
Absolutely. So. All right, so I'm not saying this is an unfair question, but you don't strike me as the kind of person that is always worried about the following. I think you have a great vision for success. I think you are doing exactly, like, whatever your roadmap is, I'm guessing you're on it, and probably accelerating past milestones. But at the end of the day, what do you want the legacy of this school to be under your time here?
Yeah, and that's a great question, and I spent a little time thinking about that. And I want to be, I want the school to really transform from being the small, great school in Milwaukee to being a national player, right? I mean, and I'll give you the example. If I meet a student on campus who is, let's say, from California or Florida,
right,
and I ask them, what brought you to MSOE? There's typically the answers are, my parents went to school here, my grandmother lived in the area, and I loved the area, or I came here to play sports. Right? I wanted to play soccer. I'm not quite at the level to play at a Big Ten school, but I wanted to do it. I will consider it success when I meet that student and they'll say, I came to MSOE because of that outstanding program that you have in blank. And I think that is where we want to get to be.
There you go.
We're attracting students because of that is what we're known for nationally here. And there's no reason we can't do that here.
Agreed.
That would be great here.
Agreed.
To do that.
And again, even in your answer, it's not about you. It's about who you're serving, which are these students here,
right,
and the community and business leaders, because it all trickles up in that direction. What do you hope your legacy? and maybe it's not. This is going to be my legacy because I want it to be, but maybe it's more. I already have an opinion on it, and what would people say is? I mean, the growth, the prosperity, the flourishing of this.
People to think that I helped make it that way, and also that I helped the university become a place that's welcoming and supportive of everybody, of all students, regardless of their gender or their race or their ethnicity. We want to be a place that, engineering sometimes, unfortunately, is still not the most diverse, major. It's 20% female. I'd love to be able to say, hey, we made a difference in that. We really supported diversity students here of all kinds, and we helped achieve where we wanted to go as an institution and help Milwaukee achieve where it wants to go as an institution. Those are ambitious, but I hope I can help with that.
So, yes, love it. And I'll say this. We often look at the vibe of a place when we do shows, podcasts, in other topic areas. The vibe is different today. I mean, it's been a while since I've been on campus this deeply in the buildings. The vibe is different in a positive way. From the faces you see, the creativity you feel in the design and flow of the spaces. So yes, if that's the legacy you're looking at, you're on.
Well,
I will say,
right, Steve, we have great people here.
Yeah,
we have great supporters. We have great fans and donors and great other leaders here. So I'm happy to be a part of that team, but it is definitely a team effort here, and that's what matters. So,
awesome.
Good.
Well, as we talked about, tech is important for the companies that you're working with. It's important for these students that are here in the careers they want to have. It's certainly important for this city, and I'm thankful MSOE is here. It's amazing. So
you're welcome.
Thanks for the time today.
Pleasure talking to you.
Awesome.
Thank you.